Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the DreamHack Tours WCS Spring Championship. Powered by ZvZ. We are getting ready to go into, I think this is the last match today on the B stream here.
I think it is.
Yep.
I'm ready for it.
Yep. And we got that wonderful, amazing, beautiful still shot
Enhance.
of Tours.
Enhance.
Yep.
Oh.
And there we are. It enhanced so far, it zoomed so far into the horizon that it went through the window of the venue into this windowless room where it can now see us.
Yeah.
Camera technology.
I am, how pumped are you for this final match? How excited?
I'm just so unbelievably titillated.
Who do we have? Tell me.
I think it's JimRising and viOlet.
JimRising versus viOlet, ladies and gentlemen. Now, I know what you're thinking at first. You're like, well, I'm a gigantic JimRising fan, but honestly, it's deeper than that. viOlet, one of only the last 3 Koreans that StarCraft has not kicked out of the WCS system.
That's right.
He's here fighting desperately for a meal ticket, and he'll have to go up against one of Mexico's absolute best.
That is correct.
And you know, when I think about Mexico, there's a couple things that come to mind. So it's like soccer, tacos, and then JimRising is actually way up there as number 3.
Yeah.
Can you talk to me a little bit about why he's such a national hero?
You know, I think he restored clean water supply to the town that he was from. Actually,
He's working on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like in Diablo, basically. There was like some evil demons under the well, and he actually went down there and slayed them all. And
have you seen the show Narcos?
I have not.
I think of JimRising a little bit like a Pablo Escobar, but minus most of the cocaine. I think of him as like he's like more of a hero of the people. I guess the comparison's harder to stretch out there. But
okay. I can see what you're saying, but I haven't seen the show.
He is the big Mexican right now. He plays on the Korean ladder. He's GM there.
Okay.
And here he is fighting first round against viOlet against this Korean.
Yeah. So basically what we're saying here is it would actually be pretty surprising if JimRising was able to beat viOlet. But for the storyline purposes, a lot of people would be very happy to see that it'd be impossible for a Korean to make it to the finals from this side of the bracket if viOlet were to lose. And there we have the immediate tactical pause.
Got to strategize over this one.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, my argument would be he's probably like, wait a second, you just noticed the name in the loading screen. He's like, who exactly is this again? I don't think I've ever played against you. So
that is JimRising's advantage going into this is viOlet probably has no idea who this is. But I'll tell you what. I casted a ZvZ earlier from Cham, another Mexican player. And I was all ready for him to just get absolutely plowed over by Bly. But he not only won 3-0. He was awesome. There was no cheese, man. He played a little bit off kilter, like he went gasless ZvZ, which is a little bit weird. But the maps, as he executed strategy, it's too long and hard to describe right now, but it was pretty sick. I was really impressed.
So viOlet paused it. Apparently he had a hotkey problem, so he's going to get struck 1 point.
He actually only has, this is his final pause, by the way.
He's actually he used a second pause.
Oh, you have 3.
So if this was Pro League, he forfeits this map, right?
Yeah.
If this was Pro League. Okay.
Well, then with all the typing, he's basically out of the league forever.
So now we know why he's playing outside of Korea.
Yeah.
The tactical
freedom
pause
to speak.
is definitely here. Yeah, he also wouldn't be able to say go, right? You have to, the admin would have to say that.
I don't even know what the rules were, but it was very strict about what you could say.
Yeah. That's he misspelled sorry as well.
Who's your horse here, Nate? Like, who are you really cheering for? Like, getting deep on
JimRising for all of the wrong reasons. You know.
Okay.
Well, I'm with the anti-Korean storyline.
I like it.
I want to be able to say that the guy who won is someone that I've taken ladder points from.
You have defeated JimRising.
I have defeated JimRising ladder. I built 50 Liberators and A-moved through all of his corruptors. It was great. It was actually a really amazing experience. Hopefully one that he'll never forget.
Yeah. Do you think the stream's hearing the production mic?
I don't know.
Is it just me?
If they hear
us?
I'm just going to assume that they don't hear their production open mic, but at least they get to experience it through our random confused pauses.
This is what I feel like B-Stream brings to the table, though.
Yeah.
It's where we have fun. It's a little bit more casual.
Yo,
we haven't even introduced the players. We're 20 seconds in.
We are rocking this so much harder than Base Trade ever could.
I agree.
So, should we introduce the players?
Let's do it. Let's break the mold a little bit.
All right. So in the top right, he went hatch first. He is Korean. He's viOlet.
Isn't it weird introducing someone and just nobody says anything? It's just dead quiet.
Yeah, we're actually like all alone here.
Even at home though, they're not cheering. Like there's no one cheering.
Yeah, and at home everyone's just like, okay, and then who's this guy that you guys are shit talking?
That's JimRising.
Yeah, he's cool though.
Not Jim sinking, not just Jim.
No, JimRising.
JimRising, and not even a rising.
Very buoyant. If you were to go on a boat trip, he would probably be afloat. If he's JimRising, so definitely hang around him.
Do you think his name is Jim, by the way? Because that
Is
I know
Jim
you
a
named yourself
name
Nathaniel.
from? Yeah, but my legal name is Nathaniel,
That's
so
what
it wasn't
I'm saying.
that
That's
far
the
of a
worst
stretch.
thing to do. Like you could literally in gaming, you could pick.
So you
any
think I
name.
should have named? I should have
Any
I should have just made my name Ricardo or something. Like if I wanted to
I don't know,
seem more
something
suave.
that wasn't already what you are. You just added an ES at the end of your already name.
To be fair, the idea of it was to just make a more heroic sounding Nathan because I was literally 8 years old.
But that's where it gets even darker. Like you can kind of, like looking into that, it's like you
The
look
fact
at
that I was
yourself-
playing Diablo when I was 8 years old, you know, that was.
I can't believe that.
I was still having nightmares about the Butcher. That's
Yeah, he's a good first boss, actually.
Yeah.
We have a really the Baneling Nest is gonna go back in the background. Sometimes you put that in the front to kind of aggro your opponent.
So,
be like, look, I can have
but
Banelings.
if we know anything about viOlet, it's like he's not
It's
gonna
to
win.
attack.
He's not gonna win his games about playing the guy, right? He's gonna get in his head. He's gonna mess with him. And JimRising with no Baneling Nest is basically saying, I'm just way better than you.
Yeah.
You should probably just leave right now.
Yeah,
So,
I
he's gonna take the
I
third.
catch what you're saying here, and I do feel like JimRising basically says, as long as I have more drones than you, I'm going to win this game because that means that when I produce more units and I use them better than you, you're just gonna fall.
And he's gonna build the later Baneling Nest, which is actually just considered a sign of respect in Korean ZvZ, since he plays
the
on
nod
the
of the
Korean
head.
ladder. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. You know,
It's a very gentleman's game acknowledgement that, like,
for
look,
winning.
I see that you spent this money, I'm going to spend it too.
Yeah.
And we're both going to enter into the realm of the future with the same kind of buildings.
Yep. So not trying to take too many forward advances. Don't want to disrespect him because I do believe that viOlet is older than Jim, and since Jim plays on Korean ladder, of course he respects all of their customs. We do have a couple of Banelings moving across the map. So viOlet will be forward here. He will be the first one to court.
Well, like you said, he's older. He's got to lead it out. He's got to show him where we're going to go.
That's true. He can lead with experience, right? But so far,
not much there.
Not many moves here. The old man's showing. So
I think nothing died actually, but he just kind of again a pro.
I think a Ling almost died. Jeff, how can you commentate StarCraft and not notice that a Zergling died?
I actually can't see the screen that far away, and I'm not logged in, so this would be amazing. Single Baneling going to walk forward to try and soften up the other two so the Queens can pick him off, but backs away, get another sign of respect. viOlet came in and saw that there was this kind of mutual agreement that they're both doing the same thing, at least thus far, and is going to disengage. And I think that's nice. It's good for the fans. We get to see more Zerg units than just the Ling Baneling.
Yeah, more than the Ling Bane. We have a lair, so hopefully we'll see some like Spire units or maybe
at least
like
upgraded Lings, you know.
Maybe more Roach. Well, you don't need. Yeah, but he would have needed to already have 1/1 for the lair to matter for that.
True,
right?
true.
Like
or Cracklings at Hive Tech. I mean, that's a pretty good upgrade there.
Yeah.
It is going to be the classic Roaches coming out from viOlet. viOlet has
viOlet just loves this. I don't understand how this actually happens in ZvZ all the frickin' time. That one guy just goes to Roaches and the other one's just like, yep, I'm gonna blindly go Mutalisks, and I'm just gonna see if you can kill me before I get Mutas.
But the same, like this was also true. Was in Heart of the Swarm, one Terran and TBT went bio, the other one went mech almost every single time.
Yeah, that's true.
That was a weird agreement as well.
That is very true.
This is a very early attack from viOlet, though. I think this is actually...
Yeah. Well, we already talked about why you hid the Baneling Nest, right? Of course, we already... You know, you guys think we're just digging around here, but we actually knew he was going to cheese him from the very first minute of this game. And here it comes.
Going to hit before the Spine Crawler's Ling's getting in. There's actually no other units here. Jim did go with a very drone-heavy opening, and is kind of paying the price, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean, drones are really nice, but...
not great fighters.
No. They're more lovers, not fighters.
Exactly right.
I think that may be another cultural misunderstanding in this
It could be. Mexico to Korea, not super common.
Yeah. If someone raises their sword against you, you should probably bring your own sword instead of like chopsticks or something.
Is that Metal Gear Solid? Is that a close connection? Metal Gear Solid?
I don't think so.
Okay. So this third will die, and there's still so many units here. Big supply advantage. Mutalisks are about to come out.
2 mutas are starting.
I feel like they're not gonna.
We could just count. It's like 9 seconds.
The glaive orb does bounce between.
11,
so basically, that's like
12,
6 mutas. But
13, 14. These mutas are not coming out fast enough.
Okay.
18, 19, 20. Everything dead yet? 21.
Not yet.
23, 24. Okay, 2 mutas are out. 21. See, I think everything's pretty much dead by the time these mutas.
Yeah, I feel like they missed their timing. I mean, maybe they came out a solid like 7 minutes early, but even then, two mutas not going to be great here, you know?
Yeah. I mean, they're trying, right?
And that's all you can do.
Yeah, but this isn't, you know, neither of these players are actually from the USA, so they don't get participation awards either.
That's true.
They come from brutal places where second place means you don't eat for a month.
JimRising going to make it a stand at his third. I think that's super valiant, kind of speaks to his character, but in the end, he does tap out. viOlet will take the first game, and you know, to kind of go back on what we were talking about a little bit earlier, like as an older man playing with a younger man, showing him that this is an objective-based game you're supposed to try to win is the polite thing to do there.
I think a lot of people don't see that part of StarCraft, the objective-based part. You know, everyone's always like, oh, it's all about, you know.
It says destroy all of your opponent's
destroy
buildings. It
all
doesn't
of
say
your
anything
opponent's
about
buildings.
like crush their economy, kill them.
No,
dancing units.
it really doesn't.
Earlier, that was huge disrespect. It's
really
all
doesn't.
about removing the buildings.
I
from play.
heard that's like you can get like capital punishment for that sort of disrespect in Pro League if you just dance your units like right in front of their face. It's
in
like
Protestant communities, dancing is actually one of the big. Is that what got you there? Here's the Protestant communities.
You got me.
Yeah, so viOlet does take game number 1 against JimRising.
Yep. So I think the lobby is set up. They always.
I'm not logged in.
So this is the second match I've done on the B stream, and like they just keep putting me as the captain of the lobby, and I'm like, this is too much pressure. I'm actually waiting for the pause of like the first 15 seconds because we're both going to be like, oh my god, he's just going to go pull first, but then the person's like, no, Nate, you started it without everyone being ready.
Nick and I had to kill like 5 minutes of time commentating over here because they made him the captain of the lobby, and neither of us knew that. So we were just like, man, what's the holdup? And finally, someone whispered us, was like, "You are the leader of the lobby." We're like, "Oh, fair enough."
Yeah, that's
fair enough.
Yeah, I don't know who Admin B is, but I feel like they could have helped us out with that one.
Yeah, well, we're here.
viOlet says he's ready, and Jim says he's ready. Should I start the game?
Cue it up, man.
This is the only time casting, or the viewers are like, "Please, casters, start the next game."
Get through this.
Because all the time every time I cast something online, it's like, "Why do the casters delay the game so much?" I'm like, the players aren't ready.
You get asked that, really? They don't know?
Every time there's like, someone would be like, Nathanius, I don't understand why there's a 5-minute break between games. I'm like, you realize that
that's not by choice.
Have you ever played a game of StarCraft for like 20 minutes and been like, I need to actually go use the bathroom or get another bottle of water? No.
Well, we're not humans.
No, that's true. That's true.
There'll come a time where we will be like servitors from the Warhammer 40k universe where all our unnecessary extremities will be removed. Like, you can't see my waist. That'll be removed. It'll just be like catheters and tubes running into places.
Just plug straight in to
and you'll have inbuilt commentators. Yeah.
Just plug straight in to everything. I think that's probably the way of the future. Oh, by the way, yeah, we're loaded in. Okay.
Nate, I would like you to introduce these players.
Okay. With
your breath, and this is going to be a change of pace. Okay. Maybe just one of them, because 2 would be a lot of exertion. But can you do your best French commentator impression?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
In the bottom right, spawning as the blue Zerg player representing Mexico, we have the Rising of Jim.
I like that.
In the 12.
That was very good. You misunderstood, though. I meant the guys that are yelling next to us the entire time, the O-Gaming guys.
Oh.
That's still really good.
Oh.
Yeah,
I was just trying to do the really racist, stereotypical French accent.
No, I liked it. That was good.
Yeah. I mean, they call me burger eater, so I can kind of throw that one back,
To be fair, we are.
That
At
is
least
true.
I know I am.
That's true. That's true.
If
Give me yours. Give me yours then. You can do the stereotypical French accent first, though.
I have a terrible French accent, to be honest with you.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Sure. So, in the top left corner, hailing from the teacher country of Korea, it is the red Zerg, viOlet.
That's a great job.
Basically, that was Todd.
Yeah. I mean, I think we all spend enough time mocking Todd that we're quite proficient at doing that voice.
Yeah.
But if there's one thing I've learned about casters, it's that we totally represent our entire region, so that's actually a very good French impersonation in that case.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just like you and I represent all of America.
Well, it's a responsibility I bear with a lot of, care and that's it. Both players are going to go ahead and fast man pretty quick here. It is pre-on terraces, which is the map of gold, ladies and gents. Zergs do not mind playing here. It's got a lot of money coming in really fast. And curious, I'm going to see JimRising, joking aside, was the guy that everyone's kind of looking at and is like, all right, you're super dead against viOlet. viOlet is very aggressive, very good. viOlet doesn't know what it's like to lose in the first round of a tournament because I think it's never been done. Whereas JimRising is the unaccounted for, kind of
wild
newcomer.
card. He's the wild
all the way
card.
from Mexico to France.
Yeah, that's a long flight.
We were
too.
complaining about travel.
They flew,
this guy's got a story for us.
viOlet flew from Atlanta, right? So
which is a major airport.
Yeah, Atlanta's a big enough airport. He probably had a 6.5 hour flight. So that's an advantage.
Yep.
And do we know if JimRising, does he live in like Southwest Mexico? Because that could
know.
make it worse too. That could actually make it a lot
He
worse.
rode on several planes to get here.
But you
guess.
know what? It may not have been that bad if he was like in the very northeast of Mexico, right? Then it might have only been like an extra hour. I don't really know how geography works because I'm
You're
American.
American. Yeah, exactly.
Least
That of all stereotypes, by the way, is the most true one.
yeah.
Americans suck at geography. We really do.
Yeah. I like to think I'm somewhat decent with
No,
you.
you're not. You're
We have
American.
fast layer from both players.
Which is interesting. Both players opting for that.
Yeah, I think they've realized that roaches are good when you have gold minerals.
Yeah, I suppose that's what they're both thinking.
Can you think of a good reason why they will never allow a Rich Vespine Geyser to be on any map ever?
Well, you don't want that much gas coming in, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but what if you only had one? Oh, I see what you're saying.
I'm joking.
Yeah, that's true.
No, there's no legitimate reason. Like, the minerals themselves
I was
are
just
ridiculous.
curious if a being of superior intellect such as yourself could enlighten me. But,
I'm guessing it would be favored towards Protoss. Like, think
but what
about,
if it wasn't in your main, though? What if it was
Either
like
way.
your third base?
Sure. Protoss benefit the most from having that much gas coming in. Like, think about Terrans, who oftentimes don't even take their third base's gases, at least not until way later,
Yeah,
because
that's
they
true.
have 2,000
Do
gas.
you think Terrans? Actually, I guess I should ask myself this. Do I think Terrans would just lift off to that base so they only need 3 SCVs to mine gas? So that because they don't
What's
need
the
gas
answer to that?
anyway?
You just asked yourself. Nate, what do you think?
Oh, that's a tough one, Nate. Probably not. Probably not. If there were gold minerals there, too.
Yeah.
Then yeah, of course.
But for the gas alone, no.
The gas alone.
No, I don't think so.
No. You don't need that much. Look, he's already getting the
Spire.
spines, too. He's like Spire, Spine Crawler.
JimRising liking the mutas.
Yeah, so is what do you think? How
I
long
think he's
until
going to go for more than 2.
How
by the
long
way.
until you think Violet just kills him, though? Because he's getting Roach attacked, which should be ready around the same time the Spire
And
finishes.
a third hatch.
So he should destroy pretty much everything.
Doesn't he have a third hatch?
Yeah, but he doesn't have an infestation pit or
The observer doesn't agree with me.
or a Hydra Den.
There is a hatch being
Observer?
made. Thank you.
Oh,
there
okay.
we go.
Yeah, there's your
Can't see that far.
360 no scope on the hatch.
The good thing.
Would you like a different angle?
Okay. All right, Nate. You're just bragging. The good thing about this third, though, is if JimRising, it's not just the mutas, but if he can actually like pinch off that third and get it by itself, hopefully he's going to make roaches or lings behind that. In fact, he's making some roaches. Then
Yeah,
he can
there's some
kill that
roaches.
third, actually.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if he doesn't have a follow-up to this and mutas actually came out, it could get awkward. But he built his own roaches.
And he's making one muta and some roaches. This is a very weird choice.
Yeah, the roaches are going to come up.
Now
There's just
now
a single
5 mutas,
spine.
there's just nothing here.
There's just a single spine crawler. It's pretty much the same attack from last game without the lanes, but there's also no spines. I think he's just dead, right? He's getting more mutas out faster.
Yeah, he's going to have 5 mutas, his own roaches here, but they're going to target down the Spire, which is okay-ish. Like, you don't want to make 20 mutas in ZvZ anymore. So having the 5 or 6, as long as he doesn't take too much economic damage here, is like okay-ish. But again, I think he's actually losing quite a bit.
I feel like we were just whining about this with Scarlet. It was like, or some Zerg player was like, they build mutas and then you kill the Spire, and then they build the Spire again, even though you'd think that wouldn't make any sense. But then they win anyway.
Well, he's not. He's not remaking it
No,
this time.
He's not doing that. So does that make Scarlet a bad Zerg player? Or
Well, you just misheard. It was Puck and Scarlet talking. It was in the PvZ matchup.
okay. So basically, Scarlet's just bad at PvZ. then.
Too much Clash Royale, Nate.
Okay.
Too much Clash
That's true.
Royale.
That's true.
Now, the Roach is going to go across the map, and he's kind of like, okay, I know you're trying to saturate the third. You just lost a bunch of Roaches, though, so I'm kind of hoping you don't have as many Roaches.
Appreciation thread for your ZvZ knowledge.
Yeah, I do too. That'd be nice.
Burrow and Roach tunneling claws. I think this is the part where we say it's creative. No one ever does this, right? This is really mind-blowing. And I think this should cause him to not have enough roaches, right? So he should just die to the first attack because he's getting this.
Well, I think that's not the case.
He is down. The number of supply is lower than his opponent, which
Yeah, he's down quite a bit, army
Yeah,
supply-wise. It
that-
is 20.
that is the number that decides pretty much everything in this game.
He has that, so the +1 attack's about to finish with JimRising, but of course, +2 attack on the way for Violet. So to your point, he is spending a bunch on an upgrade that's not going to help him contribute towards this. Losing these overlords, by the way.
Now he's
it's-
going to be supply
getting quite bad.
Now that supply amount, that's it's looking closer to our games, not being able to build
It's
units.
just really bad. Like this,
Yeah, that's actually just terrible.
actually, why aren't the queens coming? Are you missing something? Are you bad
I
observing?
think all the queens are dead. No, there's 8 queens.
That's what I'm saying.
think-
Where are they?
Oh. They're,
Okay, Nate, there we go.
They're on that long flight to Mexico.
So they were just kind of in the middle of the map, not helping, and now he's like, you know what? I lost about 7 overlords. He could have killed the Roach Warren.
I'm probably dead, but
Violet's in a world of trouble now, I would say.
Well, you know what? He does have burrow.
He is down 60 supply.
Do you remember when these things used to move like as fast as speedlings when they were burrowing?
I played Protoss against them. I faced it a lot.
Yeah, that was great.
So this has to do massive damage. It's going to pull in here. I don't think there's a Spore Crawler.
I love watching Overlords die.
Nate, watch the fight, dude.
Oh, there's roaches here.
In there.
They're not fighting yet.
Yeah, but watch this, not him killing an Overlord.
Oh.
He's going to kill a bunch of drones here. We're going to have to see the reaction time from JimRising. Is JimRising literally counterattacking right now, by the way?
No, not yet. He's got
yes,
roaches.
he is, actually.
He's got Ravagers, but he's not. He hasn't actually moved across the map yet. The mutas are dead, by the way. So we missed that, Jeff, because of you. You wanted to watch roaches puke on things.
Insta counterattack choice is being made here. Some roaches are going to come into the main.
So he's killed a lot of workers. Is he going to not die to this, though? I'm not sure about that.
Oh, no, he's super dead.
This should basically be GG, right?
Yeah, try to wall in.
Evo chamber, these drones are trapped outside.
That's a lot of queens.
I mean, maybe get a few force fields. There's not a lot of Ravagers in this army. That's actually the Spine Crawlers are doing some work, right? Can we hype this up that he might be doing it? He gets right on top of him.
He keeps landing the corrosive bile shots. Yeah, I think he actually might be defending this. In fact, he is.
They do 30 damage versus armored, so he actually just wrecked him again.
JimRising's behind in supply.
You know
Violet just erased a 60 supply deficit.
I think JimRising is...
He's super dead.
He's not Korean, is he? No, this is going really badly for him. GG.
Holy
Violet.
cow. I mean, that was bad.
I'm not really sure what to say about that. I actually don't know what to say about that.
That was super bad. I mean, so a lot of times in a PvP in particular, you'll be like, okay, who's ahead? Well, you can look at the supply, and a lot of times...
in ZvZ, I mean, Larva is the other supply thing, right? So.
I don't. Anyways, let me finish my point. In PvP, that's an indicator. Like that's like a okay, such and such is ahead.
Yeah.
Because it's a mirror matchup. The army usually is very similar. In ZvZ, it's a huge indicator, especially when both players have roaches. Like,
yep.
Maybe if it's +3 attack versus 0, and you have like 10 Ravagers to their none, and you land these huge corrosive biles, that's where it's like, okay, a 60 supply advantage is not.
I feel like
a huge deal.
If JimRising had just turned half his roaches into Ravagers with the supply lead he already had, he could have just dropped bile on the spines and then probably maybe.
I mean,
or maybe he could have just killed the third and just been like ahead. I don't know.
Well, like the counterattack choice was weird too because basically the roaches pop up in all 3 of his bases. He's not mid-map.
His
he's not
were
at the third.
He's
at his natural.
And he's just like, you
know
know
he's
what?
Like, walk across the map and fight.
He's like, I can't. There's no turning back from this choice.
Which was the worst choice.
It was the worst choice.
Yeah, he was going to lose some drones, but again, he was up so much supply that if he just splits up his army, cleans up this attack, and then makes it to the third, because Violet had to make a choice too, where Violet's like, I'm going to make Spine Crawlers, and I have 8 queens at my natural. I'm going to defend my natural. But if he loses drones but kills the third and then keeps the Zerg contained, basically,
yep,
he's not going to lose from there. It's like it's very hard to see him lose from that point in time. But to counterattack from his own natural was really bad.
Yeah, that was pretty terrible. We are counting down into the next game. It's going to be on Frozen Temple. Do you like this map for ZvZ, Jeff? I know you've played like 1,000 games on it.
Yeah, I just like the map in general. It's just a good gridiron map.
Yeah, we need more snow maps, actually.
I like that tile set.
It's a good one.
Serious.
It's a good one. I think they got rid of the sliding corpses on ice, though. That was the worst thing they ever did. In Heart of the Storm Beta.
Oh, that was awesome.
That was like the best part of Heart of the Storm Beta was on that map. Like you killed something and the body just like slides across, and then I guess a couple potatoes.
They actually changed the physics engine, didn't they?
I think it had to do with like just potato computers. I couldn't handle it.
Oh.
Yeah. It's the same thing with like the skins. By the way, both players going 13 pool, so they're just being cheesy this game.
They had the same idea.
Yep. They had brilliant ideas. Really. Did they change their colors again? Should they be disqualified for that? I thought Violet was red last game. I could just be totally off base with this. Anyway, in the bottom right, it is Violet from Team Envious.
I can't find your camera.
You can't find my camera? I'm caster A on this.
Oh, it says right there.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't log in as Nathanius.
Okay.
No, I can't let them know I'm here. Come on.
And his opponents, top left-hand side, doing the exact same thing. Trailing 0-2 and needing your help. It is JimRising. He's in a lot of trouble. That last game is going to, I don't know if I want to say haunt him, but man, if he watches that replay, he's like, wow, I was up 60 supply. And guys, we're not being weird, dumb casters where it's like, yeah, he was up 60 supply, but he had 30 more drones. No, he had the same number of drones, actually.
He was actually winning that game. Keep in mind, he also had +2 versus +0. And
well, no, it's
no, +2 versus +1.
viOlet had +2 versus +1.
Which is still a really big deal. By the way, you're totally not on my camera. You're on
not?
the Take TV caster A.
Oh, jeez, let me see.
Yeah. I don't mean everyone's named Caster A in this. Spine Crawler on the way for JimRising. Very fast defensive spine. Meanwhile, his opponent is already expanded, so I feel like that's just bad for him, right? He's building a spine and his opponent's expanding. That's not good, right?
In theory, no. I mean, especially since
Artosis the Great is here, and he once said in Twitch chat, if you're attacking, if your opponent's attacking, defend. If your opponent's defending, expand. And if your opponent's defending, attack. Right? So he's defending while his opponent's expanding.
yeah, but it's weird because he's facing what should be kind of inferior Zerglings, but he's coming out.
Yeah, he actually
behind.
should be winning the Ling fight in that instance.
And he has speed about to finish versus viOlet, who doesn't have speed even upgrading.
He has no gas, actually.
Yeah, well, it's failed.
Yeah. So this is just not good then for JimRising.
No, now he's making drones.
But his opponent already has the hatch done.
Right. And I feel like, can you check the vision of JimRising? I feel like he doesn't even know that. He's got an Overlord outside that base.
He saw it. He sees the creep, too.
And that makes it even weirder for me.
Yeah. And this Overlord's just like,
So he expands behind that.
And there he goes again. His opponent expands faster. He's not able to win any Ling fights. This is not good. I mean, this one Ling can maybe scout, but there's a Spine Crawler. He's like, okay, well.
And viOlet doing the right thing. He's going to push across while making drones behind this, which means JimRising is going to be forced to make Zerglings.
Yep.
And he's going to make Zerglings when he'd like to be droning,
JimRising was a little bit ahead on the drone count.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got that going for him, which is nice. But the extra faster larva production should still scale better for viOlet over the next, like, 40 seconds to a minute before injects kick in.
Oh, yeah. So JimRising in trouble early on. Still mining gas, by the way, off that main gas. So it's just kind of building towards maybe another fast layer. We've seen him for a propensity for mutas wanting to do that. Yep. And viOlet would just love to make roaches and just do critical damage again. I mean, that's been game number 1 and 2 so far.
Yeah, that's been a pretty tough thing to deal with. viOlet, these slow Lings, is he going to actually get anything done, though? He's like, I guess I can't move fast, so I'll just kind of dance around, try to hug this expansion. I'm not really sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the Queen will slowly kill them, so you got to do something.
This is just kind of viOlet in a nutshell. He's not afraid to be aggressive, is what I would say.
No. So these Lings, trade now. I mean, the slow Lings really were never going to do much here. I think the biggest thing he was concerned about was the counter, but he's already got the spine, 3 queens, spreading creep.
Well, it kind of buys time for him, which is cool. Like, he's not getting, if he gets swatted by 30 Zerglings, then he knows that that's where the money went, so he needs to wall in, use these queens to block up space. But he sees no drones there. He sees an insignificant amount of Lings, and he says, he probably thinks to himself he's in a very comfortable position. That's why he's still droning behind us. No more Lings. There's the Roach Warren. I do like the positioning of the Spine Crawler and stuff like that, though, because even if Lings did show up, this is not the easiest break. Of course, he'd have to add to this and start making units, but he's in a great spot, and he's played this really well. The slow Lings did a lot for him.
Yeah, and you know, the other thing to consider, we had the Spire on the way by JimRising again, except with no Lair from viOlet and no Ling speed, I feel like punishing the Spire shouldn't be anywhere near as easy for him to do as it was in the previous games. Like, he's not going to have a speed roach attack or even Ling speed because the Spire will be done before either.
He's just going to do this. It looks like he might be, he's going to have to take a third, but I almost wonder, Nathanius, if it's just going to be like slow roaches with speedlings behind it. But it can't hit. I mean, the Spire's about to finish.
That's what's rustling my jimmies, because I don't think that that's like something that people do, you know?
No, I mean, viOlet.
You rarely see like slow roach. Like slow roach with Lings, yeah, I can see with the Ling speed. I mean, he's getting a few Ravagers, so maybe, but
that's what I said, not slow Lings.
Yeah, but I still think that before Ling speed finishes, he can't do anything, and the Spire will be done.
Right.
And Mutalisks will be out by the time that is the problem that he has to worry about.
Yeah, the JimRising is going to be pleasantly surprised to be like, wait a second, you actually don't have a lair.
Yep. So you can't have speed roaches, which means mutas can actually chase roaches down a lot more easily. It's like, oh, I've got the 4 Ravager hit squad. But the muta should just kill this, right? Like, Overlord's going to see it. He's going to be like, oh, well, that was actually really, he missed that Overlord, like, pretty badly.
JimRising was already moving it, bro.
Yeah.
Hard target.
It's on the move. Oh.
Does get it.
He tried.
So this is the scenario JimRising has been fighting for the entire series, where he has mutas, and he hasn't had his entire economy shattered up against a bunch of roaches and Lings. You said viOlet is making a lot of units still, despite taking that third. I think he wants to say, hey, yeah, I mean, if the mutas go out on the map, this is going to be a counterattack, and that's just violet's playstyle, I guess.
I feel like this is kind of opening the door for him a bit, though, because the mutas could easily take out the expensive Ravagers. Like, he runs these mutas
he's waiting till he hit the base.
So far around. And he's actually pushing out some of these queens, too.
Yep. JimRising's just completely out of position. He's going to come across the map to defend because he literally has 2 spine crawlers as natural. That's it.
He brings all the mutas home, so I feel like, yeah, definitely not ideal.
He's just dead again.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, the queens will buy a little bit of time, but the Ravagers and Roaches, look at this. Oh, dropping the bile, canceled with 4 or 5 of the Mutalisks. Oh, 6
That's it, though. There's just nothing to defend.
Yeah, now their links fill into the main, and like by the time the mutas kill the Roaches, the natural will be dead, the main base will be dead. And then, you know, we talked about it, this is an objective-based game. It's a 1 versus 1 brawler, basically, where once you destroy these towers,
5 more mutas coming out, but it's just so weird to see this game plan from JimRising get attempted 3 times and fail all 3 times. I mean, to be fair, I guess that second game it was even weirder because mutas came out, did decent enough damage in the sense that they got viOlet behind by 60 supply, but then he lost anyway, so...
Yeah, that was rough.
That was really rough.
Yeah.
We were joking a little bit earlier, trying to take it light at the end of the day, but I do feel a little bit sombering here because I did actually expect JimRising has decent ZvZ.
I didn't think he would get dunked on like that. That wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was...
the good news is viOlet is looking to be in good form because viOlet is a little bit...
He's super flip-floppy. He has not been consistent.
Well, he travels all over the place. He was just in Korea where he was being tended to for an injury, I believe. He was sick.
That's true.
Then he was back in America for DreamHack Austin, and then he's here. And I was asking him, I was like...
It's just been a rough patch from like the last year, it feels like. He hasn't... It's because like you go into a tournament like this, like, I know violet's good. You know, he used to put up good results. But like somehow he's just not getting where you expect someone like him to be.
Right. He's placing okay, but it's definitely Pult and Hydra that are winning.
Yeah.
And like being the ones that are threatening to win most of the time, whereas viOlet kind of fizzles out quarterfinals or semifinals, which is again a good finish, but for a Korean player like viOlet,
you don't expect him.
Okay.
You don't expect him to get knocked out that early. So he advances. I think the mainstream match still going on. The best casters ever, Tasteless and Artosis, are over there doing it. So we're gonna take a look at the bracket in case you guys didn't tune into any of the broadcasts so far today.
So some good matches. What has you excited? Looking forward here.
Oh, I mean, I can't lie. Obviously, I want Neeb to destroy Hydra. So
that'd be amazing. That's the big one, I think.
To tell everybody how great America is. And outside of that...
I mean, some very unlikely matchups.
I want to see Haas cheese a laser out of the tournament.
Sure.
I actually think that'd be great.
Utherma Pult TVT could be quite nice. Bunny.
Yeah.
Putting down Petite Drogo, pretty surprisingly. I think Massa coming out ahead of
Bunny
Puck.
Massa is definitely an interesting matchup.
And then Violet Iagas, I want to get excited about that. I can't remember how many tournaments ago it was, though, or what tournament. It might have been Katowice, something like that. Iagas actually has a very good TVZ. In that Australian scene, you kind of have to.
Yep.
But he's got his hands full with Violet. Violet is very tricky in ZvT. It's like, this is the time where Zerg typically macros, and then 40 Baneleys come rolling in with Roaches behind it. You're like, oh, well, never mind.
Yeah. So there's the bracket. All those games will be tomorrow. The only one slot that was not filled is the one that's being done over there. Scarlet is playing versus Firecake, I believe.
Yep, Scarlet and Firecake, last match of the night, guys.
So that'll be on twitch.tv/DreamHack SC2.
Whoa, you almost got cut off.
Yeah, almost got cut off. They played the sound. It's
you
a nice
need to have
sound.
coffee in their defense. You told me to warn you about this.
That is true. That is true. So I think that's it from us then here.
Yeah.
We're going to tell you to just go watch the mainstream, support eSports, and watch another ZvZ. And we'll see you guys probably tomorrow. You've been watching the DreamHack Open, StarCraft 2, Legacy of the Void Spring Championships here at DreamHack Tours, powered by Zowie. We will see you guys later. Make sure to check out the mainstream.